On the passenger side of the machine, this is the other side of the tank. This side of the tank is water. We have 800 gallons of water. Water's a critical ingredient for us to be able to move the material and get it on the road surface. We want just enough in our mix to do that. If we have too much, we can have issues with the material separating, but it is a critical element. So we have enough water on here for running our sprinklers, running our hand wand or hand hose, and also for what we're adding into the mix. We have, in this design, we've got a tube and shell style for the hydraulic cooling. Instead of having a heat exchanger that's blowing hot air back out into the environment, we are actually running the hydraulics through the center of the tank to the hydraulic tank that's mounted on the front. One of the key elements to making slurry and microsurfacing is we're constantly adding fresh water. So it's a perfect scenario because every time we go back to the stockpile, we add more fresh water to the system. And it does a great job of controlling our hydraulic temperatures without having a heat exchanger that's typically ejecting hot air back out into the environment. So it's a nice design. With that water tank, the cooling, we have easy access to our hydraulic filters for maintenance of the machine. They're right here, easy to get to. They're spin-on style filters. It makes it the maintenance of the operation simple. The tank we have here on the side, this is a liquid additive. We use a liquid additive typically to slow down the chemical reaction of what we're putting on the road surface. So if we need to do handwork of the material, we've got an odd shape of an intersection, we need to square it off, we'll add a little bit of aluminum sulfate or liquid additive, emulsifier of some sort, to just slow down that chemical reaction so we have a little more handwork time. That's what this is. We have a filter underneath and the paddle wheel electronic meter to be able to provide accurate numbers, so we have real-time information for the operator to be able to make changes. What you see up on the back, this is the fines feeder. The fines feeder is typically a Portland cement, the most common product we use. It's easy to get, it's consistent, and allows us to change the pH balance of the chemistry. In most situations, we use the Portland cement to speed up the chemical reaction, so we want to get a faster break to the material. That's not true across the board. With some aggregates, we have to use Portland cement to actually act as a retarder to slow the reaction down. So it depends on the chemistry. Critical that a proper mix design in a laboratory is run with your aggregates and emulsion, so you know exactly what you need to do to get the proper performance out of it. And on the bottom down here, this is the heart that makes it's the mixer. We call it the pug mill. It blends the material. It's one of the shortest pug mills in the industry, but it's designed to blend the material. Our pug mill runs at 110 to 120 RPM. It's designed to spin at a controlled rate, and when we get a little bit farther along, we'll look inside and you'll see the paddles. They're all aimed different angles so that we can it's pushing and blending the material so we get a homogeneous blend of material that comes out of the back. What's important to emphasize is the RoadSaver is a mobile batch plant. It's creating the chemistry that we're putting on the road surface. It's not setting our application thickness, it's not giving the final look to the material. There'll be a spreader box that the machine pulls that does that part of it. The truck and the body are trying to just create the chemistry that we're putting out there. And we'll talk more later about different spreader boxes, different standard slurry boxes with augers, microsurfacing boxes, rut boxes, shoulder boxes. There's different boxes that are used depending on the application, how we want to apply the material. Thank you.